last year at JALT, I was late to the plenary speech by Nikki. And so I had to go down and sit right at the front because those were the only available space left in the hall. And I talked to this very, very nice lady on my left, and it turned out to be Nikki. Her speech about being a technophobe herself, or not particularly a technology person many years ago, sort of struck a chord with me because all my students, of course, are using technology. So it seems crazy to, instead of run away from it, try and embrace it. And so I was, hardly ever using technology in the classroom at all. So I did the course for 5 months with a cohort of people from all over the planet. And these people are really people I really like and admire. And we were on Moodle and learning about wikis and blogs. And then I bought my iPad, and basically I started using my iPad now to do a lot of presentations and work in the classroom with my students. And that's all down to Consultancy, giving me a really great foundation in using another part of the toolbox of teaching. I don't think you necessarily have to be a complete convert to technology. I think you can use the tool when it's necessary to encourage students to participate and be motivated in class.
What are some examples of how you use technology with your students right now?
Well, for example, you can use apps, of course. You've got mind mapping with iThoughts, which is a very good app. I've got Flipboard, for example, like when Steve Jobs died. On Flipboard, they got Remembering Steve, and I would, show them articles about him, or I would record, for example, with presentations. I've got my iPad, and I can record a presentation just by recording the students doing the speech, and then I can play it straight back through on the big screen. So we analyze the student's speech. Rather than saying turn off the phone, I would say things like, well, why do you get the phones out? And I want you to do a quick bit of research. I want you to find X, Y, or Z. And I put them in groups, and they got the phone out, and that motivates them to actually take out the smartphone. And their reaction as well to the iPad is it's still a wow factor for them. They said, because they think that the iPad is connected to designers and people like that, and I say no. The iPad is not just for design; it's just for anyone. Even kids can use an iPad.
The great thing about these courses are they're online, so you can access them anytime, anywhere. Yes. Do you have any stories to share with us? I
was in the earthquake here. I wasn't in Fukushima. I was in Tokyo, but we all piled out of our flat, and there's a lot of. It was a 7.9 or 8.9. So that week after the earthquake, all my jobs, no one went to school. So the whole of Tokyo basically virtually shut down because people weren't sure what was going to happen. And so I was doing the consultancy course at that time, and it kept me sane because at the evening I was following on Twitter what was actually happening in Fukushima. People were tweeting and on the BBC website. Anyway, so I had to do my assignments for the course. And because of Moodle, because the online course using Moodle, it doesn't matter where you are. So that week after the earthquake, I was in the flat and we had loads of aftershocks. But what kept me sane was studying. And it sounds a bit strange because Anne was my tutor and she couldn't believe that I carried on. But it actually kept me focused, because otherwise if you sat there worrying about the consequences of this earthquake too much, you'd probably go crazy.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today.
My pleasure.